Luffy's destiny holds for him a tragic outcome. Luffy's devil fruit, the Hito no Mi, is going to disappear, and Luffy will lose all his powers. The one that is going to cause this drastic event to happen is none other than Blackbeard. Luffy's destiny holds for him a tragic outcome against Blackbeard, and in this video, we will explore how this outcome will unfold. To properly understand this theory, we have to look back at chapter 440. It was in this chapter that we got Ace versus Blackbeard, both former crew members of the Whitebeard Pirates. This chapter and chapter 441 do well to establish Ace's powers with his devil fruit, but more importantly, we got to better understand Blackbeard's power. The Yami no Mi, the logo fruit of darkness, a devil fruit that is so strong that other fruit powers stop working against it. This power is extremely important because first of all, it is possessed by one of the main antagonists in One Piece, but above all, it is that Teach dedicated his whole life to find it. There are so many powerful and useful devil fruits out there, but amongst all these devil fruits, it is the Yami no Mi and nothing else that Teach absolutely wanted. So we can wonder, what makes this devil fruit so special? Well, it is because it is the very opposite of Luffy's fruit, the Hito no Mi model Nika, the Sun God, which represents light. Ever since chapter 223, when Teach was introduced for the first time, he has always been the complete opposite of Luffy, serving as a stark contrast to the protagonist in every aspect. Blackbeard is his perfect rival. He defeated Ace, thus leading him to his death, and Whitebeard's as well. And because of Whitebeard passing away, he was able to obtain the Gura no Mi, Whitebeard's devil fruit. He distinguished himself by being the only person to have ever eaten a second devil fruit, presenting a significant difference from every other antagonist that exists in One Piece. He is constantly progressing, becoming more and more ambitious as the story continues, and he represents darkness. He is the living incarnation of evil, while Luffy represents the light of the world and the sun. I am perfectly aware that Emu is a menace currently to the world and has every qualities to become the final antagonist of One Piece, but we can't just overlook the particular link that unites Luffy and Teach. Oda created Blackbeard for him to be Luffy's ultimate rival. The Hito no Mi model Nika is a special devil fruit. It allows its user to become the avatar of the sun god Nika. The Yami no Mi, which is its perfect opposite, can't be ignored, and since for the majority of the story we thought that Luffy's devil fruit was the Gomu no Mi, but it was in fact a secret mythical zone devil fruit, then we can ask ourselves, is the Yami no Mi a mythical zone devil fruit as well? Let's not forget that Blackbeard's devil fruit is an exceptional devil fruit. It is a Logia, but compared to the other Logia fruits, it is not intangible. On the contrary, it makes Teach even more vulnerable to any forms of attacks and injuries, which makes it absolutely unique. Blackbeard's devil fruit, the Yami no Mi, is just a concept. It is the abstract concept of darkness. It is something we can't normally see or touch, that doesn't have a real purpose in our world, but it is Blackbeard that describes his own powers the best. He says that this ability chose him, making him the strongest person in the world, and that it is different from the rest of Logia. These three statements from Teach literally applies to a Zoan mythical devil fruit. From the Gorosei, we know that Zoan devil fruits have a will of their own, so they choose the person that eats them. This fruit made him the strongest person in the world, and we all know that mythical Zoan devil fruits are the rarest in the world, even more rare than Logia. So if a devil fruit was this strong, it only makes sense that it belongs to the mythical zone fruit category. And his last statement confirms it even more, because Teach admits that this devil fruit is different from all the other Logia, which is the case since it's a mythical zone devil fruit. Just like Luffy's devil fruit, after its awakening, it went from being a simple paramecia devil fruit to in fact being a mythical zone devil fruit. And I think that this is going to be the exact same case for Blackbeard's devil fruit. Furthermore, in chapter 441, when Blackbeard was fighting Ace, he showcased how strong and unique this devil fruit is by being able to cancel Ace's devil fruit abilities. He says that his darkness can suck in the devil's power, meaning while he touches a devil fruit user, they can no longer use their abilities. The Yami Yami no Mi is so powerful compared to other devil fruits that it can cancel and overpower them. Now that we've realized how strong Blackbeard's devil fruit is, let's talk about how Blackbeard is going to make Luffy lose his abilities and become powerless. It'll be a battle between light and darkness. In their final fight, Blackbeard is going to leave Luffy alive but take away his devil fruit because of his abilities. And the awakening of the Yami Yami no Mi, it is going to be while he is deprived from his devil fruit that Luffy is still going to be able to defeat Teach. Blackbeard versus Monkey D. Luffy. It is a fight that is destined to happen. They've already encountered and fought in Impel Down, and when they did, Teach drained Luffy from his devil fruit. Knowing this, if they were to fight again, Blackbeard would not hesitate to do this again to Luffy, but this time permanently. We can see that Blackbeard relies on this technique a lot. He did it to Ace and Boa Hancock. Luffy's abilities of being absolutely free and doing whatever he wants would be useless against Teach. Blackbeard is going to take Luffy's powers completely, but it makes us wonder, how is Luffy going to be able to defeat Blackbeard if he can't use his fruit? Well, to be able to answer this question, we need to look at chapter 1047, because it was in this chapter that Oda revealed to us that Roger did not have a devil fruit. Kaido made it clear to Luffy that devil fruit powers are not what makes someone strong, something that Teach completely fails to realize. It is only with Haki that someone can bring the world to heel, which is a bit ironic coming from Kaido since he possesses a mystical zone devil fruit and has made an army of zone fruit users. But despite that, through Roger's accomplishment, he realized that Haki is what really makes someone strong. It was purely Roger's Haki that made him the strongest man in the world. So even if Luffy was to lose his devil fruit abilities against Blackbeard, this would not matter, because in the end, it is only Haki that matters. The person with the strongest Haki is the one that comes out on top. Blackbeard took the easy way, relying on his devil fruit and not training his Haki. Throughout the story, Luffy has been training and constantly improving his Haki. Haki is a pure source of power that comes from within, unlike devil fruit abilities. It is determined solely on a person's determination and will to become stronger. Devil fruit powers are in fact useless when faced against people with strong Haki. This is going to be the drastic difference between Teach and Luffy during their final fight. In the scenario where Luffy really does lose his Nika abilities, it is exactly going to be at this very moment where he will become the strongest, because the only thing that is going to make him be able to defeat this enemy, save his friends, and potentially save the world is going to be his own true strength, his own Haki and nothing else. Luffy has the abilities of a god, but in the end Luffy is going to have to prove himself by overcoming his biggest obstacle, defeating Marshall D. Teach by using his own will and overpowering him with just Haki alone. Vegapunk has told us that devil fruits were made to shape into reality people's desires, but during his final fight against Blackbeard, Luffy will demonstrate the opposite. He'll show that a simple man with no fruit or artificial powers was able to materialize the desire of all humanity thanks to his flawless determination, which nourished in him the strongest power in this world, Haki.